on, guys? It's a nice early morning, nice early cold morning. It's currently 30 degrees. Sun ain't come up yet. I hopefully we'll be getting to the lake right at sunrise or right before, and hopefully I can get on some trout early this morning. Hopefully get a couple for a little catch and cook. Don't know yet. They haven't stocked this lake since the end of November. It's been beginning of January, so there's still a good chance of trout being there. But if they act the way they did a couple of years ago, then they should all be jumping and biting right around daylight, even on this cold morning. But then usually they kind of ease off about 8 or 9. But we're gonna hopefully get up there and get on some trout, and got about 20 more minutes till I get there, so I will see y'all there. Alright, we've officially made it to the lake. Only bad news is I'm not seeing any fish jump yet. Hopefully I can get on a couple fairly quickly. Pretty cold, not gonna lie. Throw a rooster tail around. If I don't get any bites in a little while, probably switch to some trout bait. See if we can get on anything. The water's definitely up, which we've had a lot of rain the past couple of days. That entire path right there is completely submerged now. That wind up here on top of this mountain is brutal. I've already got this trout magnet tied on, so I might just try to throw it around here for just a little bit, but I probably won't be staying here very long today. I am freezing already, and I just started. If the fog would go away and the sun came out, it probably wouldn't be nearly as bad, but we'll just have to see. I decided to put on a little bit of power bait so I can warm my hands up, because they are almost numb and I've only been here for like 30 minutes. So we're gonna let this power bait sit out there for probably about another half hour, change color, give it another half hour. If we ain't got any hits by then, if I don't see any sign, then I'll probably head out if it doesn't get any warmer. But I'm actually getting bit right now. There we go, we're hooked up. Actually feels like a good one. I know I got a bite, but oh man, I don't even know what structure is even out there. I don't know if he's under a rock or what. It's definitely a bite though. Rocks don't usually come out and grab bait. It's a great sign, but also very frustrating that the first one gets hung up like that. Man. Let's see if we can make him, maybe get him unstuck here. Just give him a little bit of slack, see if that helps any. Oh, that's frustrating. Mine's going back out, maybe it got loose, or it could just be the wind. Oh man, oh, there we go, there we go. That sinker must have just been stuck on something. That feels like a fairly decent one. I don't know if I can get this net unhung without losing him. I hope not. Alright, we're just got to drag him up on the bank. He's not bad. It's not huge by any means, but he will eat. Nice. And guys, I am keeping him, so don't worry about me letting him flop on the ground like that. But very pretty trout. Not bad size either. That'd probably be perfect eater. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I'm gonna get him unhung, get him put on a stringer, and we'll get back out there. If you're curious about the setup I'm using, I've actually got the wrong sinkers on today. I didn't bring the right ones, but you can see it. We've got sinker, or casting sinker assortment. I mean, we're literally using just small casting sinkers. What I would highly recommend to do is, what I recommend to do, and a lot of people that use power bait, do not use power bait if you don't plan to keep them, because a lot of times they will swallow, they get the hook down their throat, and they won't survive. Trout are not very strong. So if you're just going to catch and release, I would recommend fly fishing or using lures. Do not use power bait. But you want to use a slip sinker, and then a small bullet shot, or a small split shot sinker rather, and then a very small hook on the end. I've got, like I said, that casting sinker. Then I've also got a size 8 hook on right now, and I'm using this color garlic. It's been a favorite. It's a favorite of mine, has been for a long time. If you can find the one that's actually garlic scented, it's even better. But this one's just a natural scent but garlic color. That's what caught that guy. That's what caught a lot of trout for a lot of people in my family for a long time. Another good one we use is peanut butter. We like white, and there's a red and blue mixture that's really good. So if you're looking to get into it, you know, make sure you know all your rules and regulations. But I highly recommend it. Trout fishing's fun, and if you like the taste of them, I would recommend catching one the first time if you never tried them, and cooking it up whatever way you feel. If you want to fillet them like normal fish, they are pretty bony, so you got to be careful and watch the bones. But that's why I like to grill them. I'm gonna try a new recipe out today. I'd like to catch one for me and one for my girlfriend. She wants to try it. We used to fillet them when I was a kid, but they're, like I said, very bony, and they're not bad. They taste good. But I'm gonna try to grill it, try a new recipe out, and see how it is. If we get another bite, I'll get back to y'all. What's going on, guys? I'm back home now. I realized once I got home that I didn't have my camera recording when I caught my second trout, so I'm gonna go ahead and get him out and let y'all see him. I actually get a measurement on these fish. They have to be 7 inches to keep in most places in Virginia, including the lake I was just at. So let me get these guys out. The second one I caught was actually a little bit bigger than the first one. So I'm gonna get a measurement on this first guy. I'm gonna say he's probably about 14, 15 inches maybe. They're not huge trout by any means, but they are very nice stock trout. They haven't stocked that lake in almost 2 months now, so I was very surprised and very happy to actually catch these guys. The second one I wish I would have got on camera, because he was a fighter. He was jumping the whole way. It was a lot of fun. And today I'm going to show you how I'm going to gut these guys and actually grill them. I'll show you the recipe after a while. Alright, so here's both the trout. Very nice. That was the first one I caught, and this was the second one. Sliding a little bit on that cutting board. But I'm going to get a measurement on these guys. So let's see. First two was about 12 inches. Not huge by any means. And the second dude, he was about 15. So definitely decent trout, but not huge. But I'm gonna show y'all how to gut these guys the best way I know how to do it. I'm sure you can find quicker ways on YouTube, better ways, however works for you best. But this is just how I'm gonna do it. Alright, to start off, make sure you have a fillet knife, nice and sharp. Don't know how sharp this one is, because the fillet knife I really use is an electric one, because I normally fish, or I usually cook like bluegills, catfish, stuff like that, stuff that I actually fillet. I'm not going to be filleting the trout. The first thing I'm going to start doing here is I'm actually just going to cut the head off. And if you don't want to see any of this process, I'll put a timestamp in the video so you can skip ahead to the cooking if that's what you would like to see. But I'm just going to start right behind this back fin and just go ahead and just cut his head off. Definitely not as sharp as it should be. I'll be able to just pull the rest of that off. There we go. my bag here. I would definitely use a cutting board or something, that way you don't get super messy. I should have probably gutted him first, but I'm going to stick the knife in there and just follow all the way down his stomach. Cut his fin there, he'll be alright. Don't think I can hurt him any more than I already have. Try not to cut my hand open here. Alright, now we've cut through them. Just gonna open them up. You see all the guts in here and everything. You just gotta, basically you're just gonna scrape it all out. So I'm gonna get my bag up here, so hopefully I can keep from making too much of a mess. Just cover everything in the kitchen in blood, that'll be real good. Just gonna pull everything in here out that I can. And if you can see in there, oh, the phone's ringing, I'll get that in a minute. There's almost like a bloodline. You're basically just going to take your fingernail, you can use a spoon or a knife. Some people like to do that if you don't want to use your hands. And just scrape all that out. One interesting thing, which I'm not going to do it because I know these are stock trout, but if you're wondering, if you're catching any fish that you like to gut instead of just fillet, and you want to see what they've been eating and what you might be able to catch them on, if you cut open their stomach, you can usually see what they've been eating recently. A lot of times with bluegill and green sunfish, I'll do that to see, or red eye and crappie, see what they've been eating, if it's been minnows, worms, crawfish, crawdads, whatever it is. So now that I've got that rubbed out pretty well, you can see it's pretty dirty in there. So we're actually just going to go to the sink, get the water on. We're just going to wash this food out. Put the rod on it, but seal it better. Get my knife so that I can scrape that out any better than what it is. Good for now. Now, last thing I'm going to show you. You don't have to do this. Some people don't even cut the heads off. You can just gut them and cook them the way they are. I'm actually just going to cut off these fins and the tail. So you're only going to eat to about there. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that back end off. I'm sure some people probably do still eat that portion, but I personally don't. Take that tail, throw them in there. Cut these fins off, I get a grip on them. So I didn't actually cut the fins off. Dude's too slimy, can't get a grip on him. It's not that big of a deal. Just don't know how my girlfriend's gonna react to even the skin and the fins, but it'll be all right. But this is gonna be basically the meat you're gonna come out with. I just got to do a little bit more cleaning in there. And as soon as you get all the guts out and that blood line or the shit line, whatever it is, that's gonna be your fillet. Now, what a lot of people don't like messing with trout while they grill them because of the amount of bones in here. You probably can't see it very well, but there's so many tiny bones that filleting them's almost a waste of time. So that's why a lot of people end up grilling them. That's gonna be the chunk we're left off of this smaller dude. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other guy cleaned up. I'm gonna do that off camera. You've seen how to do it now, and there's plenty of other tutorials on YouTube. I would recommend watching them. I'm not a professional by any means, especially with trout. Alright, so the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 2 chunks in a bowl of salt water. Rocky, what are you doing, buddy? Ain't going to be much. Make sure it's still not hot. Just enough where both fillets do get soaked in the water. It should be good. Put some salt in them, let them sit in there for a couple hours. Alright, after a couple hours of them soaking in the fridge, I'm going to take them out, put them in some tin foil with the ingredients, and then we'll slap them on the grill.